Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight, Episode 127. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan Brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we have been listening to the various enthralling stories from the great epics that portrayed certain philosophies of our Sainath Maharaj, which says one must eat the food by first offering it to the Lord and then partaking it with others. If the food is not consumed as said, then it becomes a sin. Now let us continue to listen the narration of Hemat Panji in chapter 24 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. This is another hilarious story but filled with instructions. It happened between Anna Chinchanikar and Mavasibai in the presence of Sri Sai Baba at Dwaraka Mai. Though it all started like a funny incident, in no time it grew up into a fight among the two. Then Sri Sai intervened and skillfully handled the situation, imparting wisdom which turned to be a moral story. Before dwelling deep into the story, it is inevitable to know about Anna Chinchanikar. He hailed from a village known as Chinchani, thus he got the name Chinchanikar. His real name was Damodar Ganashyama Babare, but was popularly known as Anna Chinchanikar. Devotees might have noticed a plaque above the entrance on the south-facing Chavadi, on which is inscribed Sri Sainath Babanchi Lakshmi Bai Damodar Babre Chinchanikar Chavadi Shaka 1859, which means this is Sri Sainath Baba's Lakshmi Bai Damodar Babre Chinchanikar's Chavadi. Devotees, we have already heard that Chavadi is an office where many activities were carried out, such as village documents were preserved, taxes were collected, the village accounts were tallied here, and even the disputes among the villagers were resolved at this place. So, every village had its own Chavadi. This Chavadi is facing south. Also, there was one facing north, and a mention of this can be found in Sri Sai Satcharitra. This building was next to Abdul Baba's cottage. The south-facing Chavadi belongs to Shiradi village, and the village border ends there, whereas the one adjoining Abdul Baba's cottage belonged to the neighboring village Beragaon. Ramachandra Patil served as a village official of the Shiradi village Panchayat for almost a period of 20 years, and he merged the village of Beragaon to Shiradi. Hence, there was no need for two Chavadis, as a village requires just one office to function. Hence, the south-facing Chavadi has been officially declared as the Chavadi of the combined villages. In the earlier episodes, we have discussed in detail about the structure and the dilapidated condition of the Chavadi building. It was damp with knee-deep holes and pits in the ground. The roof was not in a good condition. Either hail or shine, it was not a conducive place to stay. The mud walls and the floor demanded renovations. Now, What connection does Annachin Chanikar have with Chavadi, and why do we find a plaque inscribed on his name there? Let's ponder in detail on that. The couple Annachin Chanikar and his wife Lakshmi Bai had no progeny for many years, though they never approached Sri Sai Maharaj requesting to bless them with a child. Sri Shama spoke to Sri Sai Baba in this regard and beseeched him to bless them with a child. Sri Sai spoke thus: "Have I ever put off any of the requests?" This response of Sri Sai has two perspectives. If Annachin Chanikar would have prayed to Sri Sai for a child, they might have been blessed, or the omniscient Sai might have known that the couple will not have progeny, hence he never gave them even the thought to request him to bless them with a child. Sri Sai's ways are unfathomable. Whatever may be the reason, the couple didn't have any offspring. They both lived in Shirdi and rendered an unparalleled service to Sri Sai Maharaj. As they didn't have any children, some of their relatives wanted to seize their ancestral property, hence filed a suit in the court. This caused a great trouble in the mind of Annachin Chanikar. So every time he visited Shirdi, he would ask Sri Sai what the outcome of this case would be. And the all-knowing Sri Sai would say, "Allah bala karega," which means the Lord will do good. So a civil case was in progress at Dahanu, and Annachin Chanikar had appointed a leading lawyer of that time by named Achyut Narayan Kare to handle his case. At this juncture, it is necessary to share the qualities of Annachin Chanikar. He was a simple and very straightforward person. He is very frank and would always voice out his opinion. So, at many circumstances, his words have hurt people. They felt he was rude, so many were not friendly with him. At this point of time, a mean person wrote a letter to Annachin Chanikar that he lost the civil case in the court. Annachin Chanikar was in Shirdi, and the moment he got this letter, he was shattered. Annachin Chanikar was hoping that he would win this case, as he felt he was truthful and deserved a fair judgment. Whenever Annachin Chanikar was worried about the outcome, he would immediately go to Sri Sai Maharaj and ask him, "Baba, what would be the court's conviction?" And Baba, in a calm tone, would say, "Allah bala karega." This blessing gave enough confidence to Annachin Chanikar. But now he is receiving a letter stating that he lost the case, which pushed him to utter shock. He was greatly upset, and carrying the letter, he went to Dikshitji and both walked towards Dwarakamai. As they were about to step inside the masjid, Sri Sainath shouted at the top of his voice, "That old man has no faith on me. Ask him to throw away that letter." By this statement, Sri Sai Maharaj is not getting angry at Annachin Chanikar, but just unhappy with his distrust on Sri Sai's pronouncements. Time and again, Sri Sai Maharaj had affirmed him that Allah bala karega, which means God will do good. Then why should Annachin Chanikar worry about this letter? Should he not think that Sri Sai's words will never go untrue? Annachin Chanikar thought that he lost the case in the court, which means he lost all the ancestral property. So there is nothing left to do in this issue, and now was puzzled why Sri Sai Maharaj was upset with him. But later he realized that the letter sent to him was bogus, which contained a fabricated message written by a person who is annoyed with him. And now Anna Chinchanikar understood the reason of Baba's anger at him. That moment he made a resolution in his mind that if I win this case, then will offer all the property to Sri Sai Maharaj. Lo, as ordained by Sri Sai Maharaj, the judgment was in favor of Anna Chinchanikar. The property was in the district of Thane, whereas he has made Shirdi as his residence. So he went to Thane, sold all the property and brought the sale proceeds of rupees 1800 to Shirdi. He submitted the money at the divine feet of Sri Sai and the letter that he received from his lawyer. Sri Sainath asked him, "Now have you got faith in me?" Immediately Anna Chinchanikar placed the letter and the money in front of Sri Sai and said, "Baba, please accept this. This is all yours. I do not want it." But Sri Sai Maharaj didn't accept it and said, "I am a beggar, so I don't need this money." Sri Sai always sticks to his own principles. The Lord of wealth serves at his command, so he doesn't need anything from anyone. He takes dakshana only to annihilate our ego and cultivate a sense of detachment for wealth. But Anna Chinchanikar has already resolved to offer the entire amount to Sri Sai, so he was pleading him to accept the money, whereas Sri Sainath was not ready to take it. Gaga Sahib Dikshit Ji was witnessing this, and he understood that Sri Sainath will never amend his decision, and Anna Chinchanikar will also get upset if he cannot fulfill his resolution. In a flash of a second, he got a wonderful idea. Obviously, that must be Sri Sai Maharaj's intuition, which was to renovate the Chavadi building. He thought this money of Anna Chinchanikar can be used for repairing the Chavadi. Hence, Dikshit Ji humbly requested Sri Sai Maharaj to accept this offering and spend it for renovating the Chavadi. He also justified his idea thus: as Sri Sai rests in Chavadi on alternate days, and while he stays there during the night, few devotees also accompany him. So Dikshit Ji highlighted the fact that it would be comfortable for those devotees to stay in the Chavadi. Sri Sai Maharaj is never bothered about making his stay comfortable either in Dwarakamai or in Chavadi. He is ever in supreme bliss. Nothing is wanting for him. The condition of the surroundings doesn't bother him at all. But when Dikshit Ji said that repairing would make it a better place for the devotees, Sri Sai Baba immediately accepted that proposal and permitted them to go ahead with the renovation. If there is anything that can bind Sri Sai, then that is the welfare of his devotees and their unconditional love towards him. Finally, Sri Sai gave his consent to implement this idea. Ultimately, this is also a divine sport of Sri Sainath. Not even a leaf moves without the will of Sri Sai. The thought of renovating the Chavadi for the welfare of devotees must have been seeded by Sri Sai in the mind of Dikshit Ji, and now the same has been approved by him and getting implemented also. Thus, the sale proceeds of Anna Chinchanikar's property was used for repairing the Chavadi building. As per Sri Sai Maharaj's order, the name of Anna Chinchanikar and his wives were inscribed on the plaque and placed at the top of the Chavadi entrance. It is a special characteristic of Sri Sainath to always recognize the deeds of every person. Thus, here Anna Chinchanikar and his wife were recognized for their charity. Similarly, the land belonging to Lendibog at Shiradi was purchased from a devotee named Vaman Goankar by the most ardent devotee Moreshwar Pradhan and handed over it to Sri Sai Baba. Sri Sai instructed to keep a board near the Lendibog gate which reads Moreshwar Pradhan Che Lendibag. That is, Lendibag belongs to Moreshwar Pradhan. Sri Sai feels elated by honoring his devotees. Thus, Anna Chinchanikar was connected to the renovation of Chavadi building. Anna Chinchanikar was a simple and straightforward person, but because he was outspoken and short-tempered, he didn't have many friends, and someone who might have been hurt by the harsh words of Anna Chinchanikar wrote a false letter stating that he lost the case. Hemat Panji uses beautiful imagery to describe his temper. He says it is as though his head was filled with gunpowder, for the slightest spark could ignite it. Anna Chinchanikar never cared for others' feelings and would just speak whatever comes to his mind. At the same time, he was God-fearing, had immense love and devotion for Sri Sainath. Hence, he desired to offer all his property to Sri Sai Maharaj. He was honest and plain, had love towards God. These characteristics were greatly appreciated by Sri Sai, says Hemat Panji. Probably the divine sport of Sri Sainath narrated in Sri Sai Satcharitra must have taken place when Anna Chinchanikar was above 50 years old. As Hemat Panji says, he had lost all his teeth by then, which implies Anna Chinchanikar's old age. This Leela has got connection with his aging, hence I need to highlight this fact. Now, the other character involved in the story is Mawasi Bai, and both had a clash in the presence of Sri Sai Maharaj. This is a very interesting story, and Sri Sai Baba's intervention made it incredible. We have understood the qualities of Anna Chinchanikar. Now, let's see what kind of person Mawasi Bai was. She is exactly opposite to the character of Anna Chinchanikar. Mawasi Bai was always a happy person, very jovial in nature, but not cunning. She was a young widow when she came for Sri Sai's darshan. Then she settled in Shirdi. Her niece was the great devotee Radhakrishna Mai. Mawasi Bai is not her name. It means big mom. Her real name was Venu Lakshmi Bai Kaujalgi. Hemat Panji says that she had a profound knowledge and great interest in Vedanta. She was also known for her Ananya Bhakti, which means there was no other attachment and love other than the devotional love for Sri Sai Maharaj. She has no deviation at all. Her only aim was to keep her complete focus on Sri Sai Baba. One day, while she was serving Sri Sai Maharaj, an interesting Leela took place. What was that Leela? What is the significance of this divine sport? Let us heed to this unfathomable divine play of Sri Sai in the coming episodes. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.